Hi traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. Welcome to today's market update. So risk currencies have been lower so far today to the USD and Japanese yen. Now we're going to get into the USD in a moment. We're going to take a look at a couple of the USD pairs and start just trying to see if there's any signs that we are seeing shifts in momentum. It is early to start calling that, but we're going to break down the dollar Swissy and dollar CAD daily charts just to have a look at some of the price action that's been on display at the moment. Also going to look at gold, which is in front of us, and we're going to just have a look at Bitcoin as well. But firstly, we just want to touch on the US 30. Now, stocks have continued to be quite amazing, and rallies are just continuing on. Now, if we take a look at the US 30 at the moment, the high is just around that point. Buyers closed above the 29,000 point yesterday, and we're now around 1.7 or 1.65% away from new records for the US 30, which is quite amazing considering the sell-off it had and the state of affairs when we were down at that area back in March. And since that point now, we've seen from the very low, we've seen an unbelievable rally of 60%. So it's quite astonishing really when you think about it, isn't it? So keep an eye on the US 30. We don't know if there'll be another push tonight or not, but and the NFP is tomorrow, so that could play a factor in the current momentum that we're seeing higher depending on what comes out. But if we keep it in perspective, the US 30s in the last, not including today, in the last two sessions did 238%. So it really isn't a big distance to go when you think about it between where it is now and getting back to testing record prices. So anything's really possible. It's only September, so anything is possible if momentum stays on the buyer side and if we don't see any real big key shifts in buy momentum. So now we're just going to start on gold. Now the dollar continues to be pushing higher at this stage, and gold has had an interesting couple of days. We saw a failed high that's turned into a decent decline yesterday, and we've seen a failed rally so far. But what we're watching at the moment is there's a fair bit of congestion around this area here. So we need to see a bit of a statement from sellers to really push out. Now, if you didn't notice, there is a consolidation pattern in the price, and you can just see those two sides of it there. So some people might call that ending diagonal, but we just need to see a breakout to confirm that. And we can see a higher high, lower high, but we can see a higher low here. So we do need a bit of guidance from the market just to sort of set the tone for which way the price is going to get going, and we will see that after we have a breakout from other buyers or sellers. So if we do have a breakout low, look for a new lower high to signify that there is a change in trend. But at this stage we are in a consolidation, and we do need to see a bit of a statement to show direction. Now, Bitcoin was a surprising market yesterday. We saw a pretty sharp sell-off, and we saw a drop of 1.44%, and at the moment price has tested that support area that led to that short-term rally, and now we're just looking to see what happens now that price is back sort of in that area. If we do see a test and a breakthrough, but we may see a bit of a counter rally, and then the key will be if we do get a lower high, and if that does come back down and break lows and then sets up a new leg lower, which could be putting pressure on this consolidation and possibly starting to put pressure on the trend if we did have a deeper move lower. So we'd like to see how sellers and buyers deal with this support area here, and if we do see a hold that sets up a new counter rally, or if we do see further pressure and we do see a breakthrough. So that will be that level there just to keep an eye on if you do trading Bitcoin is 11,229. So now finally, we're just going to have a look at some of the dollar pairs. So we're just looking at the USD Swiss franc now, and we can see pretty clearly here that we have one trend break, we have a push lower. Now you can call that a lower low, but it's also support, and that support has been pretty strong now, and we've seen a pretty good rally coming off that support this week, and we've seen a break here. So there is a descending triangle there that price is broken out of, and we have cleared a couple trend lines, but we do still have, trends in play, and it's now really up to buyers to see, how much momentum that they can get going with. So we'd be looking to see if we do get a clean break above this high that was put in yesterday. We'll be looking for further resistance, possibly coming from 91.47 up to that 91.77 point, and if that would a break above there would start to suggest that something possibly is starting to happen here. But of course, we'd want to see any fight back from sellers to push price lower. We'd want to see buyers hold in this area here. A close below that area starts to change the picture a fair bit. So we'll just go over to the USDCAD. Oil moved lower last night. We saw a decent move lower out of a very long congestion period. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that move tonight, if it does see a continuation or not. And now just looking at the dollar CAD, not as strong as the USD Swiss franc, but we are seeing support from that 30.42 area. There is a bit of resistance here that needs to be beaten by buyers at 30.89.90, and if they can break that, then we really are seeing a confirmation of this trend broken, but there still are plenty of trends left. And be looking, if we do see a bit of a rally from the dollar CAD, be looking at that 31.66 up to 32.34 to come in as possible resistance. But the first step really for buyers is to get through this area here and break out of that congestion point. So now tonight we do have more US PMI data coming out. It's the non-manufacturing PMI, and the highlight of the week, just a quick reminder about that, will be tomorrow's US employment data. So that's where a lot of focus will be coming to Friday's trade. So don't be surprised if you do see quite a lead up to the NFP. It does have a habit of doing that on occasion. So that's it for now. We hope you enjoy the rest of your trading day, and until tomorrow, bye for now.